Hello, and welcome to my capstone research presentation. My project title was Heat Islands and Ecological Restoration, Exploring Potential Linkages. My name is Alex Brunke. My site supervisor was Sebastian Rehako with the State of Spanish, and my faculty advisor was Tim Bello with the Program of the Environment at University of Washington. Some background on this project. Ecological restoration is important in protecting the environmental health and mitigating climate change. Urban areas are experiencing heat islands, or UHIs, as a result of the built environment. And heat islands are the phenomena where urban areas experience higher daytime temperatures than surrounding rural areas due to figures like concrete, and, which absorbs more heat, as well as decreased canopy cover that insulates rural areas. Heat islands may be causing a feedback loop that makes ecological restoration more challenging, and there's a notable lack of research on this topic, especially in the Pacific Northwest. Um, Figure 1 is a map of King County heat islands that's from a 2020 project. And my study site in the city of Samish is indicated in the green box. You can see that although it's not as great as the county as a whole, there is still variation in the degree of heat islands the city experiences. My research question for this project was, what impact does the urban heat island effect have on native plant restoration? And my internship and methods, I collected data on native plant health, growth, and survival at a wetland buffer restoration site in Lower Commons Park at the City of Sammamish. I used this data to create a restoration proposal and lead a community volunteer event where we removed blackberry at the site in accordance with my restoration proposal. I independently researched existing literature on the topics of heat islands and ecological restoration, and as part of my research, I compared plant survival to two other comparable sites within the city. These sites being Ebright Creek Park and uh, Smash Landing because they were similar age and also similar native plantings. Um, I surveyed the plants at the study site, taking data on survival and any health status that could be due to heat islands, and I collected similar data on plants at the two other sites within the city, and I analyzed these differences across the sites to determine if any of these could be due to the heat island effect. For the results, native plant survival was relatively high, typically above 75% across all three sites, as seen in Figure 2, and numerous other challenges, including the presence of invasive species or damage by humans, um, also often affected the plants. And it's difficult to attribute any of these differences directly to heat islands. However, there's some variance among sites suggesting that heat islands may play a role in this. And these findings are consistent with existing literature, although notably, this literature is from largely Southeast Asia and India, obviously very different plants and climates, but they do find that um, there tend to be native species that are with less heat tolerance that are particularly vulnerable to heat islands. This is particularly, I also found particularly notable die-off of red alder at Lower Commons site that unlike other species, their die-off was largely not due to blackberry encroachment, suggesting that this could be open to heat islands in the site. The significance of these results is that gaining a better understanding of these relationships can inform the best management practice of natural resource managers, including or allowing for more successful and efficient restoration projects and healthier, more resilient ecosystems. Further research on this topic is needed to better understand this phenomena across built environments and help mitigate climate change. This last photo here is from my restoration site. This is after the volunteer event where we removed blackberry and installed erosion mats to protect the loose soil. Lastly, I would like to thank everyone involved in this project for their guidance and support, as well as my friends and family. Thank you.